These kids, I mean, they're really children when they're pulled from their families, from their planets, from their community. To risk losing that, to risk destroying it is a terrifying thought.
Congratulations on the show. And what I love right now is I'm doing an interview with like the 3 levels of Jedi.
Yes.
We have Master, right? And like kind of a new grad.
Yeah,
and
you got it.
then like a Padawan training still.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with the Padawan. Dafne, you know, we're seeing you in training on this journey. For you, what's it like to, I guess, play someone who is part of the Star Wars universe and learning and observing, but still able to, like, you know, put your hand up and be like, well, actually, I can solve this problem for you. That's why you picked me.
Yeah, it's such an honor. I had so much fun playing her. She's such a fun character to play. I think Leslie writes the most fun characters, I think, as an actor. And I think playing someone who is kind of so dedicated and such a perfectionist and such a hard worker, but who also is kind of imperfect is what makes her so charming. And her being kind of that confident that in a group of elder Jedi, she'll be like, well, hey, listen to me. I know what I'm saying is right. And it was really lovely to get to kind of live in her skin for 8 months.
When you were a kid, you were a Star Wars fan. So what was it like for you to put on the costume for the first day and be on set and call yourself a Jedi?
그 감동은 정말.
So yeah, it's hard to express how moved I was when I was putting on the costume for the first time. And I mean, I could even say that was one of the most exciting moments of my very long acting life. But at the same time, I felt this immense pressure to be able to play Master Soul well. So I was constantly telling myself, I have to do well, I have to do well, I have to do well. So I was putting that pressure on myself.
Charlie, tell me about Jord and, you know, how he has a connection to some of the people involved in this mystery, but, you know, is also still trying to observe his Jedi teachings and principles.
Yeah, I mean, like, at the core of the Jedi principles and teaching is no attachments. And I think Jord has been very successful in achieving that part of the training. But I do know from my own development, he gets really frustrated in his lack of abilities, or I think in not being the best at them, which causes its own basket of problems for Jedi. But through that history, I'm assuming that you're referencing mine and Amanda's relationship. I don't want to give any names.
No, we don't want to do that.
No, things are catching me.
Vaguely talk about connections.
Yes, vaguely talking about connections. There's histories there, and these kids, I mean, they're really children when they're pulled from their families, from their planets, from their community, a different species, different humans, different in every way impossible, and thrown into this new community, this new home, and they become your everything. To risk losing that, to risk destroying it is a terrifying thought. So he is committed on a different level to doing the best that he can do because it's for his family. This is the time period when there's thousands of Jedi across the galaxy, across many galaxies. So, you know, families are complicated pieces, and there's gonna be fluctuation, there's gonna be challenges, and there's gonna be reassessments. So in an ambiguous way, that's what Jord's relationships with people are.
Leslie Helen said that when she was writing the show, she was watching Squid Game, and she was like, that actor is Soul. Like, that has to be him. She said that something in your performance as Gyan was very much in Soul. So did you see the connection between those characters?
저하고 그 소울하고의
Yeah, there's some commonality, I think, definitely between myself and like the character Master Soul. I think we both, you know, love peace and kind of avoid confrontation, but also we like to keep a certain level of respect. And I think this is something that the character Master Soul has a very strong opinion about. So I definitely saw some commonalities between the characters that I played.
Please give me a little bit about, you know, your character and that lightsaber.
Well, gosh, what can I tell you? I mean, she's an elder Jedi master at this point. She's over 100 years old. She is revered, managing all the Jedi that are in the Jedi Temple. She is also keeping the Senate at bay, and her lightsaber is something that she was able to alter when she was 16, and there's now this twisting mechanism, and it can become a whip, and it's so cool.
Master Soul, he's a Jedi Master, and those of us who have followed Star Wars, the relationship between a Jedi Master and a Padawan is very special. So can you talk about your character, Master Soul, and his relationship with the Padawan who may or may not also be on this journey with him?
기본적으로 제가 느낀
I think there is an inherent sadness within the relationship between a Jedi and its Padawan, and I think because younglings are scouted at such a young age and separated from their family for their special abilities, they kind of are forced to live in very unfamiliar place with unfamiliar people, and that kind of harbors a sense of loneliness. And I think it's kind of very admirable that Jedi have to sacrifice for the sake of peace, but also Jedi really understand this inner loneliness of the younglings and their Padawans, because this is sort of the path that they have also been kind of forced to lead. And this ability to empathize and understand and also become one with the Padawan, I think really shows the depth of the relationship between the Jedi and the Padawan.
Like the video? Then hit the button, or better yet, drop us a comment. Then check out our latest videos here. And don't forget to subscribe by hitting the button here for more celebrity interviews and entertainment news.